Hello, folks. Welcome to the sophomore episode of Cover Your Ears. It's only been 5 months. I apologize for that. Sort of getting everything set up has been a bit of a pain in the ass, but I haven't abandoned the podcast, so that's good. I'm sort of taking on the same kind of release schedule as Smash Brothers DLC, which is pretty apt because today my guest is a YouTuber who does all sorts of Nintendo stuff. So, guest, introduce yourself.
Hello, it's Tombwarrior, and to say my YouTube is pretty big considering I've not posted properly for about a year. But
Well, I mean, yeah, but you're active on Twitter. You've got nearly 4,000 subs now. Is that correct?
That's true. I think I'm on 3,800 or something. I can't remember the exact number because YouTube decided to censor it when you look at it normally, so I have to go into my Twitter and stuff.
It's I don't have to worry about that. I'm still on double digits, but hey ho. Yeah. So for those who don't know, who aren't in the 3.82k subscribers that you have, what do you do?
Well, that's quite a good question because I can give quite a vague answer because I've done a lot of things. Like I've done a lot of tutorials on Wii modding. I did probably, I'd say 2018. I did a lot of live streaming on YouTube until I got banned. So I did a lot of Mariokart Wii videos as well. That was mainly what I did actually back in the day. And in 2020, when lockdown happened, I came back and did more for a bit. And then after that, I got a bit busy, so I kind of stopped uploading for a while. And I want to come back, but I'm a bit busy still, so I don't know if I will be able to come back consistently or not. But I want to in some form.
Yeah, no, that's entirely fair enough. I mean, I streamed a lot last year, and it was all just a crock of shite. So those are all privated now.
I remember getting notifications for those.
Yeah, they were really just sort of amateur. And
they're using the PS4 thing, weren't they?
Yeah. Using the so it was capped at 720p.
30 FPS, let's go.
So I can't even use that footage in videos now, which is just...
The thing is, we say that, and all my live streams were 720p 30 FPS, but I was playing Wii games, so I guess that kind of...
that's that it makes sense. Not so much when you're playing a game that came out in 2020, kind of. Yeah. But so I guess we have things that we wanted to talk about. This would have been a lot more relevant had we recorded when we were originally going to, which is
that was entirely my fault, by the way.
A couple months ago. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. But the Steam Deck.
Yes.
That was announced. Steam Deck. Yeah.
Yeah, they announced that. I think they must have waited to announce that because was it like 1 or 2 days after the OLED announcement?
I believe so. I'm gonna look it up now.
Yeah, but like I remember I was at work on my break and I went on Twitter, and the signal where I work is terrible. But all I saw was like new Nintendo Switch OLED. So I assumed, they've made a Switch Pro, and then when I got home and watched, I was like, okay, they've basically just put an OLED screen on the Switch and doubled the storage size, which was tiny as it is, and it's still small now. 64 gigabytes is not a lot of storage.
Yeah.
For a gaming device anyway. Like my phone has that, which is fine. It does the job, but not on my Switch has, both of my Switches each have an 128 gigabyte SD card in them. So, I've got more storage.
Yeah. I believe mine is a 120 gigabyte. I haven't checked.
Yeah.
I think I was out with some friends, and I went on Twitter and saw and got the notification. I was like, oh wow, what a... I wasn't particularly excited. It was just sort of nothing.
I mean,
I felt nothing.
I was thinking, because like I have some siblings and they use this. I sort of share the Switch with them because my personal one got banned I posted on Twitter, I think it was April last year, which was kind of annoying because I got banned right at the start of lockdown because I wanted to do some modding stuff online. Like, I used to host some Mario Kart 8 modded lobbies and stuff, but yeah, I got banned at the start of lockdown, so the only mods I could play the Mario Kart 8 mods offline, but I mainly started playing the Odyssey ones because they were quite fun, like Super Luigi Odyssey and stuff. And then there was custom levels. I think there was one from Banjo-Kazooie, and then one from one of the Zelda games. To be honest, I don't know a lot about the Zelda games because I've never really played them. The only one I have is I think it's called Hyrule Warriors or something on the Wii U.
Oh right. Yeah.
Never really played it properly, to be honest.
Good game. We'll get to the modding stuff. Trust me.
Yeah. But the Steam Deck, anyway, as we were saying,
I have the listing here. So it's Steam Deck is available to reserve now in select regions and will be shipping December 2021. It's my birthday. Choose which version to reserve below. Blah 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 blah. So the base model is £350. I don't know how much that is in dollars. And it has 64 gigabytes.
Yeah. Which is not a lot for Steam.
Yeah.
Definitely not a lot for Steam. As a person who plays PC quite a lot, that's definitely not a lot at all.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I suppose, and we'll get to this, but it is sort of open source, so you can mod in stuff yourself. But
Linux and stuff like that.
The other models are 450, 460. And 570.
Yeah.
And they are 256 gig and 512.
Yeah.
Which is, I can't really comprehend a portable having 512 gigabytes.
Well,
that's how much my PS4 has.
It's necessary on the PC because I've put a reservation in for the 512 gigabyte one. Well, I did that on the day the day they could do it, but I was busy when the reservations went live, so I'm not going to be able to get mine until the second quarter of next year, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, but I mean, at least I'm in the queue for one.
Fair enough. I didn't even bother doing any of that, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to get one. It's not. I mean, it's not a big deal. I think it is very cool. I like the idea of sort of all of these, because in sort of 2018, 2019, I had a bunch of ideas of this game would work really well on the Switch, but
won't run it.
a port would be almost impossible. Like the example that I'd give is Metal Gear Solid 5. That would be perfect on a portable, and I know that because its predecessor was Peace Walker, and that's on the Vita. That works really well too, because it's sort of, as opposed to the first 4 Metal Gears, I guess, Peace Walker and the Phantom Pain, they have sort of more episodic mission structures, and that works really well on a portable. So it would be great, and it's But if you've seen MGS5, it is still a gorgeous looking game. It came out like 6 years ago, but it still looks really great.
Was it on PlayStation Plus at some point? I might have played a little bit of it. I've never played it I wouldn't be able to say a thing about the game right now, but I've never played it seriously. But I think I played it when it came out on PS Plus, however long ago it was. It was probably 4 years ago.
Yeah, both it and the prologue that was sold separately. Those were both of...
Yeah. I remember now. I added them to my library ages ago.
Yeah, no, they are... I would recommend them. They are incredible open world games. Yeah. But they would work really well on the Switch. But obviously, the only way that you could do that is through, I guess, cloud games, which yeah, that was the case with Hitman 3. I remember that partner showcase where it the Agent 47 came up on screen, and I panicked for a second because oh my god, are they bringing over, I guess, the first season? But no, it was the cloud version of 3, which is cool. I played the demo a few times, and it was nice. Sort of, it was novel for what it was, but it's not a good way to play the game.
See, my concern with cloud streaming on games is, right, especially if you have to buy the game, like, what happens if that service shuts down? You've lost your money. You've got no copy of it, not even a digital copy of it.
Yeah, that's why I've been sort of wary with a lot of multiplayer only games, like Evolve and stuff. I never really bought into something like Battleborn or Overwatch because the servers are inevitably going to be shut down, and at that point it's just gone forever, no matter how much time and effort you put into leveling up stuff. It's just
it goes.
Yeah, it never really felt worth it. And I mean, Battleborn, that was shut down. I mean, it didn't look particularly good, so that might be why. But yeah. that's a good example of a game that is just gone now. And I don't think many people miss it, but
I know it's still just like concerning though, because I've put so many hours. Have you played Destiny before?
I played the Taken King, and same here. I really enjoyed it, but it's as time has gone on, I haven't really felt any sort of nothing's compelled me to go back to it.
No, especially the fact that it's the first game. And all its DLC is console only, which is annoying because I really, really enjoyed it. But now I played shooter games like Modern Warfare, and Splitgate's a new one. Yeah, which is really good, by the way. I play them on keyboard and mouse, and when the Call of Duty Vanguard, the new 2021
I saw that.
I played the beta. No, it was the alpha. It was the alpha. Sorry, at midnight or something when it came out, and I was playing on a controller. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can do it, but I'm just not very good. And then what I did was I took my PS4, I unplugged it, put it where my computer monitor is, plugged it into the extension lead, plugged my keyboard and mouse into the PS4, and then played it on keyboard and mouse on the PS4 because the alpha was PlayStation exclusive, but I wanted to play it like it was on PC.
Yeah, that's a hassle.
Dedication.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, it gave me a good advantage over other people though, because obviously on keyboard and mouse
that's a good point.
Going to be a bit better. And then I posted on my second channel actually a video of me because it was a game mode called Champion Hill where it's like teams of two. My teammate left and I still won the game overall.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was good.
Is it good? Is Vanguard looking good? Because I don't know. I can't really tell because I haven't played basically any Call of Duty games. I've sunk like half an hour into Black Ops 3 and I got bored and just
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so you won't know. I'm just gonna talk and you probably won't have a clue what I'm on about.
Fair enough.
Someone watching, right? But Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, it feels very, very similar to that game, but I think that's because it's on the same engine. But I am not complaining about that because, like, that people either loved or hated that game. Modern Warfare 2019, I loved that game. I played it so much throughout 2020 with one of my friends and another friend. I played with a couple of friends, maybe even three. I can't remember how many people I used to play that with, but I still play it with one now, and it's really, really good. I think it's so much better than Black Ops Cold War. I mean, it's an okay multiplayer. The zombies on that game is brilliant, but the multiplayer is just mediocre. It's probably I'd say one of the worst multiplayers I've played in COD, Black Ops Cold War, but that's mainly because of the matchmaking. But Modern Warfare has similar matchmaking, but I think they might have like upped it or something. But Modern Warfare was really good, and I really enjoyed Gunfight, and Vanguard feels like it's going to be a very similar game, but that's not going to be a bad thing. But it could be even better because it's going to have zombies, which is developed by Treyarch, who made the zombies for Cold War, and pretty much every other COD except like 2 of them.
Yeah, I've never bought a Call of Duty game. I've only ever played them if they're on PS Plus or something like that, because I don't. Multiplayer shooters of that ilk, I guess, are very. They're not my thing.
They're definitely not everyone's thing at all.
Yeah, I can't get into Halo either. I've tried.
I think I played that once, but I can't remember it, to be honest.
Yeah, it is entirely down to just how it feels to control. With a lot of.
That's what I love so much about COD, though.
Yeah, fair enough. Just military shooters, they feel so much more sluggish. My kind of
see
first person shooter is it's just sort of the retro kind of Doom, Quake, that kind of stuff. Because it feels it's so much more freeing than something like Halo, which I still think that they're good games. At least the first 3 Halos. Of what I've
I think I've only played 4 and 5.
Oh well, those are the ones that people don't really enjoy. I haven't played either of them, but I would still say that Halo is a decent franchise. It's got a lot of it's not my kind of, it's not something that I can play, and it won't really keep my interest, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Like everyone's into different things. Like Rainbow Six Siege is something some of my friends really enjoyed playing earlier on in the year. Like, it was on sale on Steam for like £6, so I was like, oh, I might as well. I've sunk probably. Hang on, I can look on Steam, but the hours on there are inaccurate because it's a Ubisoft game.
Oh right, yeah.
The only reason I'm looking on Steam is because I've got it open. But according to Steam, I put 20 hours into it. I'd say 10 of, like, no, probably not 10, probably 8 of those hours are on the menus. But it was all right, but it was too tactical for me. I just prefer like run and gun sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean I can't remember what it's called now, but the new one, the zombie.
Splitgate.
No, Rainbow
Back
Six.
for Blood.
No, the Rainbow Six one.
Quarantine. It's called Quarantine, I think.
I think no, I think they changed.
I think they renamed it.
Let me look it up. Extraction is what it's called now.
Didn't they rename it because of you know what?
That's. I mean, I think it looks fine. I think if I bought it, I would probably enjoy it for a good 10 hours and then just completely forget about it, which is the case with like most Tom Clancy games. I think it's, which I don't understand why they. I mean, other than brand recognition, I don't understand why the Tom Clancy IP is such a big thing now. Because
neither do I. Because I don't understand how it relates to Siege at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, from what I know, he was an author.
Yeah, that's what I googled him because I was like, what is this? Because I remember like on Twitch.
Yeah.
How you can donate bits to people.
Oh yeah.
It was like, if you watch this episode of Tom Clancy's so and so on Amazon Prime, we'll give you like 500 bits. So I didn't actually watch it. I just played it in the background or something. Yeah. So I could get the bits because I didn't want to watch it, to be completely honest.
Cold-blooded.
But I got the bits. So there we go. And I mean, it was good though because it benefited streamers.
Yeah.
But, and rather than Amazon. But anyway, yeah. I saw he was an author, but I don't understand how. I think he. Let me Google him because I think he died.
He is definitely dead. Yes, and yet they're still milking his franchises. I've only played
2013. He died.
Jesus. I know it was quite right wing, which I mean you would assume so, given that he specialized in sort of military writing, but I've played Splinter Cell. Those are those are good sort of stealth games, but I haven't really gotten into any of the proper military stuff. Extraction.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, Extraction does look a bit. It just looks like they tried to make Call of Duty Zombies, but in the like world of Rainbow Six, and I don't know if it's going to work, honestly.
Yeah, well, it'll be in that engine. It'll be in the Siege engine.
Yeah. And I don't like the Siege engine very much, and I don't think it'll work well with a survival game like that, honestly.
Yeah, you mentioned Back 4 Blood, which I am quite excited for. I haven't played that much of Left 4 Dead, but just...
I played a bit of it.
Yeah, just from how it looks, it seems like it's in good hands.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it would be, since it's the original devs, but it's not often, as I've said, am I that interested in multiplayer only games, but I don't know, it seems alright. I like the aesthetic.
Yeah, I was going to play the beta, I think it was.
Yeah.
That I got sidetracked with something. But I played quite a lot of Left 4 Dead 2, so that's by Valve, obviously, which is on Steam. And that game's quite fun. I wouldn't say it's like my go-to zombie game. If I wanted to play a zombie game on my own, I would play Black Ops 3 with Workshop on, because that game with mods is insane, honestly. Like, some of the stuff that's been made is better than the official maps, but Left 4 Dead's good just to play with your friends. Like, it's a good little like shooter game to play with your friends. You can play it solo as well. It's got a campaign and everything, but I don't know. It's a good game. I mean, I got it for like £1.40 or something. So I'm not going to complain at all.
No, the only betas that I've ever sort of taken part in were Splatoon 2 back in 2017.
Yeah.
Which
I didn't even have my Switch when that beta was on.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, I got my Switch day one, so I was looking forward to that. And I played a bit of it. I own the game, and I
own the game as well.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. But that, and then I guess 4 years later, when Square had that Final Fantasy game that they announced at their E3 conference. I can't remember what it's called. It was not.
I don't have a clue.
It was not very good, but there was a beta for that. Let me see, because I think it was based on the original Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy Origin, Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise, which is it was sort of a Souls-like spin-off of Final Fantasy. It was fine. I didn't commit any of it to memory, but yeah, that was a beta. I don't know why, because it had, from what I can tell, it had like 0 online elements to it. I'll have to double check that, but yeah, those are the only sort of betas that I've played. I don't really.
I've played loads of them. I could probably list a few of them because I played loads. I played games. I played games before they've come out, like privately and publicly betas. Like I'll just list a few of them. Like Black Ops 3, I played that before it came out. Mariokart 8 Deluxe, I played that before it came out. I did play Splatoon 2 before it came out, but that was at Insomnia. So was Mariokart 8 actually.
Yeah.
I played Modern Warfare 2019 before it came out. Infinite Warfare, which is a game that is, I think it's a good game, but apparently people didn't like it, and I can see why though.
Yeah.
I played that early. I played New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe early. I played Donkey Kong, Country Tropical Freeze on the Switch early, not the Wii U version. I actually got told off for filming footage of that, and I was like, yeah, you do realise the game's out on Wii U, right? But anyway, what else have I played early? I think I played Mario Maker 2 early.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you saying that you...
Yeah, I had Mario Maker 2 early. I'm not going to say how I had it early, but... yeah, I played Mario Maker 2 early. I think I played Paper Mario Origami King early as well, actually. But
I remember you saying that as well.
I have that game, but I've never really played it properly. I want to though, because it looks like a pretty decent game. Like, especially considering that apparently the past 2 were really bad. I played Sticker Star when I was like a little kid, and I enjoyed it, but that's probably because I was a little kid.
Yeah.
On my 3DS. But apparently people said it's really bad, so I don't know.
It is. It is.
Yeah. But there's some of the betas and games I played earlier. A lot of them were Insomnia, and then some of them were just like public betas and stuff. Splitgate, I played that in beta as well, actually, but that was like a really anyone could download that.
Just a side note. This isn't going to go in, but I am absolutely going to have like a crowd going ooh every time you list a game there, because it's. I mean, like it's very.
Fair enough.
It is very cool. Yeah. So back to the Steam Deck, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's that was what we were talking about. Yeah, I will probably get one at some point. Not for a few years, because I'm still getting quite a bit of mileage out of the Switch. Although this is a new problem. I noticed this basically this week, that the charging port on the bottom of my Switch is starting to act up. So I might have.
Oh, that's the worst thing.
Yeah, that had been the case with my phone for a good year. I got a new one, but if it gets any worse, I'm gonna have to send it in to be.
Yeah, I've sent my Switch in before actually, but I say that I sent in my Joy-Cons, and guess what that was for? Drift.
Yeah, how many pairs of Joy-Con have you had?
How many? I think I've only got 2 pairs. I think I've got the neon and the grey. The grey ones were fine, but the neon ones were the ones that I've had the longest, so they started to drift. So I sent them in, and they were like, "Oh, we fixed it. We're sending it back." Didn't get charged anything, so I was happy with that. And it was out of warranty as well, by the way.
Oh wow.
And they were the Joy-Cons that, like, they wanted the serial number of the Switch they were bought with, which I think was my banned Switch, but I still gave it, and they didn't really care.
Yeah.
So
there
we go.
I have had, I think, about 5 pairs of Joy-Con since I first bought it. At the midnight launch in 2017, I've had about 5 pairs. One of those pairs is just gone now. I don't know where it went.
You lost it then.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough.
I currently own 3 pairs, grey, neon yellow, and my current pair, which are the red and blue ones. Yeah, 2/3 of those, I can't use them.
Entirely because of drifting. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try and send them in there, because honestly, they might repair them for free, like they did with mine. And if they do repair them for free, I mean, you've got loads of controllers spare. You might be able to sell some if you don't want to use them.
That's a good point. Well, the oh god, I'm gonna have to look this up. There was a fix for the Joy-Con drift. To my knowledge, it's an actual fix, but there was a fix that involved taking apart the Joy-Con and putting in a little square of card underneath the stick, and that apparently works. I don't know how or why, but
is that just like a rumor sort of thing? It's not been confirmed by Nintendo, right?
I've seen a couple videos on it, and they do start working again.
I mean, if it works, it works. Don't question it.
They are trusted. They are trusted sources. Spawnwave and I believe Nintendo, but I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
So at some point, I'm gonna try and do that with those 2 pairs of Joy-Con. I don't know if it'll work. I am sort of afraid of taking apart the controllers, just because.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
Because if you do one thing wrong, that voids the warranty and they're broken, so you're out however much it costs.
Yeah.
To buy one now, and how much they are these days, but.
Exactly, which is why I own 3 pairs of Joy-Con, just because I'd have a pair and they'd work for about a year, sometimes a year and a half, and then they'd start drifting, and I'd be like, oh well, bollocks to this, bung them in the box, and just buy another pair and carry on with those, which is why why both of those pairs of Joy-Con that I've got drift, because I just never bothered to fix them. Like, I'm not gonna try and take it apart, because that's not gonna end well.
The controllers I've had the most problems with, surprisingly, this is the DualShock 4 for the PlayStation. I've think I'm on my 4th one now.
I've gone through 2 pairs. No, not 2 pairs. I've gone through 2 DualShock 4s.
Yeah.
I don't think it was for drifting on the current controller that I own, which I'm just not going to bother replacing or fixing, because there's a new console generation out. Why bother? My current controller drifts occasionally. It's very minimal, but it is there. The first controller, I don't know. It was with the sticks. I think it just stopped.
Mine was too. But
Yeah.
I think what mine was is I played shooter games a lot on there. You know when you press the I think it's called L3 when you push the stick in, that just stopped working, so I couldn't sprint on the majority of games, and it was the most annoying thing. And or what would happen is I was sprinting, I'd sprint a bit, and then it would just stop and stopping and starting. I was like, what the hell? So I'm on my 4th DualShock 4 now. The first 3, I think. Or no, the first 2 were like the version 1s without the light on the touchpad thing. My third one did have a light on the touchpad, I think, and then my current one is one of the new ones as well. But it's still really annoying because they're like 50 quid still now, even though there's PS5s out.
It is extortionate. My first DualShock had that problem as well with the stick, but that extended to. It didn't read any inputs when I moved it up, so it was pretty much useless. So I bought another one, and within 6 months that one broke as well. And I'm hearing, I've heard a lot of complaints about the DualSense and that acting up as well. Apparently, there's a lot of drift with that, which is just. That's not good.
I mean, I've not got a PS5 because I don't at the moment. I don't particularly need or want one, and I don't want to pay the price, and I don't want to buy one from a scalper either. But from what I've seen, the controller looks nice, but if it's drifting, that's a big problem because I've got an Xbox as well. My Xbox One controllers always works fine. I prefer the way the PS4 controller is laid out, but the Xbox One controller has been consistent and never had a problem.
I think that the Xbox controllers just feel so cheap.
I can see why you're saying that.
Because that isn't the case with the 360, because for the longest time I had a 360, and the controller for that it's one of the best. Yeah. But the Xbox One controller, I've been around people's houses and they've had Xbox Ones, and I've sort of, I think, played Cuphead with them. But I
mean, I've got one in my hand right now, and it's like it's bigger than the PS4 controller. But I can see why I think it's cheap, because I don't know though, because like they've done like so many variations of them now. Like I've got one of the, like some of them don't have headphone jacks. Mine has a headphone jack, and mine's the one that comes with the Xbox One S. Right. So I don't know. I feel like maybe they've changed them, because this doesn't actually feel that cheap. To be honest, it feels quite decent, and I think the new ones feel like even better, because I held one in a game store, and I thought it felt pretty good. And I like the new D-pad actually. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah. I have never really sort of invested into Xbox, because the 360 was sort of, it wasn't mine. And I never really cared for the Xbox One, because I just thought that there weren't really any games that I wanted to play on it, and there still aren't. But
the problem with them now as well though is, like, you know, all their exclusives. Yeah. You play them on PC. Like I think it's a good thing in a way, but it's also going to affect their sales of Xboxes, because the PlayStation exclusives, the majority of them, not all of them, a couple of them are on PC now. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, I think, is on PC now. But,
Death Stranding, yeah.
Yeah. The majority of PlayStation exclusives are on PlayStation and nothing else.
Yeah. Which I'm in two minds about that, because it's good for the industry, obviously. Yeah. Which is why Microsoft keep on buying studios, but by that same token, Microsoft keep on buying studios, and I fear that
it's going to affect Sony.
Yeah, I fear, if nothing else, I don't know why I'm fearing it. I shouldn't really give a shit, but a lot of studios that I like are in the running to be bought by Microsoft. Yeah. Like Sega there have been a lot of rumors about Sega being bought by either Sony or Microsoft. I think it would, if it's going to be anyone, it's probably going to be Microsoft.
I hope it doesn't.
That is. Yeah, me neither, obviously.
Because then, like, you know, I don't. This will sound stupid, but like, I feel like Sega, if anything, should go to Nintendo, and I don't know why I feel that way. Maybe it's because
I agree.
Back in the day, they obviously were competitors. Obviously, Sega, like, they don't make consoles now, but I always feel like they've been sort of tied in with Nintendo, because they still make some Nintendo exclusives, like the Olympics games, Tokyo 2020, Mario and Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic Boom.
Yeah, stuff like that. Sonic, the original Sonic colours.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the new one, but
no. I've seen the footage of that, or however much I can stomach of it, which isn't all that much. But no, I agree. I do think that Sega would be good in Nintendo's hands. What that would mean for some of their franchises, I don't know. I mean, Bayonetta is pretty much a Nintendo IP.
Yeah, who owns that again? Is that Sega?
It's Sega published the first one and sort of co-published it with Nintendo on the second one. But they're owned by Platinum, who are basically a second-party studio for Nintendo now.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like Persona would be then owned by Nintendo, which I don't. That doesn't really sit right with me because Persona's always been sort of a Sony IP in my eyes, at least. And if they were bought by Microsoft, that would be disastrous because Sega and Microsoft are like the furthest things from each other. That they're the antithesis of each other. I don't think Microsoft when I think of Sega games.
I mean, you can buy you can buy Sonic Mania and whatever on Xbox, but I don't know. I just feel like they're not very related.
Yeah, exactly. And in essence, I don't think it would really make sense for them to buy, other than monetary reasons. I don't think it would really make sense they don't really fit. If
anything, it would hurt them.
Yeah.
Though it's but I think this could be wrong. I think the majority of sales from current Sega games are on Nintendo platforms.
Oh yeah, they will be because that's their market. Other studios that are in the running to be sold, or I guess bought. Konami's one of them. I think it's basically a shoo-in that they're going to be bought by Sony, because all of Konami's IP have been basically exclusively on Sony consoles, Metal Gear, obviously, Silent Hill, Castlevania used to be Nintendo, but all of the good ones, all the good Castlevania games were on, I think, the PS1. So I think I think Sony would do a pretty good job with their IP as well. Obviously we haven't seen any of them in years. We haven't had a Silent Hill game since I think 2012. There was Silent Hills, obviously, but that was cancelled. And then Metal Gear, obviously MGS5 was 2015, as I mentioned, and then they had Metal Gear Survive, which was awful. I believe there are rumors that Bluepoint, who did Demon's Souls, they are working on a Metal Gear Solid 2 remake, which would be great. I would love that. Maybe not if it was exclusive to PS5, because then I would just never be able to play it, but
you would, but not for another 10 years when they come back in stock. But
yeah. It very much sort of fear of missing out in terms of Metal Gear, because that is very few video game franchises I am particularly close to. Bayonetta, I mentioned. I really care about Bayonetta, and I guess Zelda, in a way. I'm sort of desensitized to it now because there are so many coming out each year. And then Banjo-Kazooie.
I've never really played a Banjo game, but I kind of want to. I was thinking about buying a Rare replay for
you
Xbox.
Absolutely should. It's I mean, Rare as a whole, all of their games, a majority of their games are excellent. And all the music is good because it's Grant Kirkhope. But Metal Gear is another one of those franchises that I really care about it, because Kojima is very much sort of a lot of his work, especially in the cutscenes and just the way he tells stories in his games, is very. I have been sort of very inspired by it. I'll say that. So he's not associated with Metal Gear anymore because Konami fired him, but I still am sort of quite protective over it. Which, yeah, I don't know. Sony would be the best bet for Konami. Nintendo would be weird because, like, Silent Hill as a Switch.
That doesn't sound Nintendo, does it?
Yeah, which, I mean, granted, which, no pun intended, Bayonetta, that also isn't particularly Nintendo. Yeah, it's not really Nintendo.
You can relate it to Smash though. That's what a lot of people do now. I feel like it's like the only Bayonetta sort of thing I've ever really played is Smash 4 and a Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, and I mean, it is her moveset in Ultimate is basically 1-for-1 from Bayonetta 2. Like it feels like a 2D version of Bayonetta when you're playing her. I would recommend them. I think they're the best character action games on the market, unless you count something like Devil May Cry 5. But even then, I think it's a bit slower than Bayonetta. I just sort of prefer the frenetic kind of the combat in Bayonetta. But yeah, I associate her with Nintendo in the same way that, I mean, the sense of humor in Bayonetta is sort of like, and I talk about this in a segment that I did for another podcast, Side Quests. Shout out to Matt. Hi, Matt. I was on his podcast and I spoke about Bayonetta 2. I associate Bayonetta with Nintendo because the sense of humor in Bayonetta 2 especially is almost like, of all things, Mario and Luigi, like those games. Well, because they are very sort of tongue-in-cheek and self-parodic and sort of making fun of itself. Enzo is very much sort of the Luigi of Bayonetta. I mean, in that he's made fun of a lot. If we're talking like a color swap of a pre-existing character, then that would be Jean. I'm rambling. I digress.
See, I don't know why that reminded me of how you said like Luigi gets made fun of. It reminded me, in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the cutscene at the end when Peach and Mario go on the like hot air balloon
and they
thing,
abandon.
and then
a deep cut.
Luigi just gets the door shut on him.
Yeah, that is a very deep cut reference. I remember that from like early YouTube days, watching videos of like
people playing it.
People that you've probably like worked with or like met at conventions and stuff. Yeah, I can imagine. But
like, have you ever? I know this is like a bit of a sidetrack again, but have you seen the mod newer Super Mario Bros. Wii before?
Newer Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Yeah, it's called Newer Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Oh god, I remember that.
That's so good. Have you ever played it?
I haven't played it. I've watched a lot of stuff about it when I was younger.
You're missing out. It's so good. Like, do you still have a Wii? I hope you do.
I never had a Wii.
You never had a Wii?
I've never owned a Wii.
Oh man, you've got to get a Wii. They're like £10 these days.
Yeah, no, I've seen them in vinyl. There's a record store just outside my house, and they're selling a couple Wiis, some of which are the original models with the stand for like 30 quid.
Yeah,
so I probably could.
Yeah, you should definitely get one. Especially if you mod it. Like, this is sort of going on to another segment now, but like Wii modding is like surprising. Like, because when did the console come out? 2006, I think. It was like the modding for that console is really good. Like some of the mods you can get on the Wii, like there's a mod for Mariokart Wii called CTGP. It adds like 250 custom tracks, and it's kind of insane.
We probably should move on to modding. We barely touched upon the Steam Deck, but I think we spoke sort of enough about it.
Not really a lot to say though, because we've not seen the most we've seen on the Steam Deck is whatever, because didn't Valve host an event? Because I think Linus Tech Tips did a video. I watched it. It was actually a pretty good video. It was like showing the Steam Deck. They weren't allowed to directly capture it, but they're allowed to use the camera.
Yeah.
I saw some of that. It looked really good. But I think the Steam Deck, if they want it to succeed, they're only selling it on Steam right now. They should sell it on Amazon and stuff, because not everyone because if you want to introduce people to PC gaming, you need to get people from like other sources such as Amazon or Game or GameStop or whatever, depending on where you're from.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, they need to have them in stores rather than just be selling on Steam, because that's my only concern, that it might fail.
Yeah. I don't
Whereas
think
the OLED
it'll fail. I think
yeah.
it'll sell really well. I don't think it's going to take down the Switch. I think the Switch is going to end up being the highest selling console ever.
It won't take down the Switch at all, because the thing is with the Steam Deck is it's technically a PC, not a console, whereas the Switch is, and the Switch has its first party Nintendo games, such as like Mario Odyssey. Like, you're not going to play that on a Steam Deck unless Switch emulation becomes really good, which is pretty decent at the minute, but it's not up there with like the Wii emulation. But like, if you want to play a game like Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild, you're going to want to be playing that on a Switch or a really high-end PC.
Yeah. I mean, the cynic in me could say, you could just play A Hat in Time and Genshin Impact, but that again,
they're not the same.
I do get what you mean.
Yeah, they're not the same.
No,
I've never played Genshin Impact or really seen a lot of it, but I have a friend that plays it. He says it's like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And I've seen Hat in Time footage, and I don't think it looks like Odyssey at all, to be honest.
It's more Banjo-Kazooie inspired than Mario 64. Yeah. I think the Steam Deck will do fine. It'll sell
as well.
But it's not going to take down the Switch. I still think the Switch is going to end up being the best-selling console.
I agree completely.
There is
100%.
pretty much nothing that could go wrong at this point. Because there's not going to be a shortage of parts because the hardware is so outdated. Like, it's kind of genius what they've done with that, where the hardware is so outdated that you can find it like anywhere. They're not going to run out of parts. As we're seeing with the Series X and the PS5. So they are absolutely going to be that they are going to like dethrone the PS2. I'm like pretty confident in that.
I don't know about that, but maybe.
Well, how much has the PS2 sold? I know it's a lot, obviously, because like
PS2 all-time sales 155 million, but they've also got to first of all overtake the PS2, PS4, original PlayStation, and the Wii, and maybe even a few more than that. Hang on.
I think they've already.
No. They might. The Switch is just below the Wii. If they want to overtake the PS2, they're pretty much going to have to like just under double what they've already sold, which I don't know if they will, to be honest.
Well, it depends if there is another revision, which. There's meant to be a and this is from a source that I've been checking out their Twitter quite frequently, and they've gotten like, I'd say like 85% of what they've leaked has come to fruition. They are saying that there's going to be a budget version of the Switch, like the 2DS, that is more sort of. It's like digital only, which that could very well sort of edge out the Switch, because the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color are considered the same console. So if by that same rule, sort of group the sales of the Switch and whatever that version would be. Yeah, obviously it's gonna.
But you could argue that the Switch Lite is already that sort of thing, like a budget version of the Switch, because like we have a Switch Lite in our household, and it does pretty much everything the Switch does, except it doesn't have Joy-Cons that you can detach, and you can't dock it, and you can't expand it.
Well, I believe that that this hypothetical budget version of the Switch you would be able to dock.
Yeah, maybe.
And just the only difference is that it's digital only.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That would put me off though, because I like my physical. I say that I have a massive Steam library, but I like for consoles. I don't know. I prefer the physical copy.
Absolutely same. Like I don't trust myself with digital games. They take
have a
up.
few digital games, but
Oh yeah,
not
no.
many on console.
I pick the worst games to own digitally because they take up so much space. Like Mortal Kombat 11, I own on the Switch digitally, and it's like it is. It runs surprisingly well. I quite like that version, but that's not a good game to get digitally.
No.
Usually, I'll only do it if it's obviously if it's digital only and I want to play it, then goes without saying.
Game Builder Garage was digital only, but I wanted a physical copy, so I imported one.
Yeah, and I'm sure it looks really ugly on your shelf.
Yeah. I think I posted a picture on Twitter.
Yeah.
It does look really weird on my shelf. And now, guess what they announced? The European version.
European version. I within a month of you
Less
tweeting.
than a month.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't mind, honestly.
I'm assuming you're familiar with limited run games.
Limited run games.
Yeah.
I've heard. Don't they make like very limited? Like I think was it Celeste? They did once.
Well, they've done a bunch. They've done like Doom 64, Quake.
It's where they do like physical games that they only make a certain amount, but then that's it.
Yeah, like 3,000 copies. They're great. I love them, but I am never going to buy anything from them because they are a North American company. So the spines on the box art, they're not going to match all of the games that I own, and that will just drive me completely insane.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a few spines, like obviously Game Builder Garage. None of the PS4 ones match because they all have their own art, but the Switch ones all do, except Game Builder Garage, which is sort of what I like. But then again, like if I wanted a physical copy, that wouldn't put me off buying it because obviously I bought Game Builder Garage.
Yeah.
The American version. It doesn't. It looks a bit stupid, but if you put it at one end of it, like I put it next to I think it's next to Modern Warfare for the PS4, so it doesn't look that out of place because my shelves are not organised at all. Like they're all just there. So
my PS4 games are alphabetical. Switch games are in the order that I bought them because I have like 20, so it's easy to keep track of. Regarding limited run, they had first two No More Heroes games re-released through them physically on the Switch, and I really wanted to pick them up. I didn't because of the different packaging, because I knew that I would be getting No More Heroes 3, and that's had like a wide release. So even with other games in that series, they wouldn't match up, and that didn't sit right with me. So yeah. Speaking of, have you? I mean, I'm assuming you didn't play No More Heroes 3 early.
No.
No.
I didn't play that one early.
No. Are you gonna pick it up at any point?
I don't know. I've been quite. I don't want to say like quiet. I've just not really been following the gaming scene as much as I have been because I've been quite busy in real life with other things. But if it looks good, then maybe. I mean, if I'm honest, I've not seen anything of it. So.
Well, I mean, do you know the director Suda51? He is friends with James Gunn. I'm assuming you know James Gunn, right?
I think so.
Guardians of the Galaxy director.
Yeah.
He did the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
If you've seen the new Suicide Squad, it's basically that tone and level of violence, just in a video game. It's great.
I've never watched any of the Suicide Squad films. I've seen like bits of them.
Oh, the first one.
I kind of know.
The first one's terrible. It's not directed by him. But the new one, that was good. That was really good.
Yeah.
But that kind of tone, sort of very over the top and colourful. Yeah, it's great. There are like mini games where you have to mow someone's lawn. It's the best. Okay, well, we got sidetracked. What are we going to talk about? Modding, right?
I was talking about CTGP, I think, actually.
Yeah. So, go ahead and explain what that is.
Well, if you're watching this from me, you know what this is. So I won't have to. You don't really have to listen to this if you know what it is. But it's Mario Kart Wii, it adds 250 tracks to it, and then you can. It also adds like a mode online called Countdown, which is really fun. Which is basically like the timer in the top right normally shows how long you've been racing for, but instead you've got it might be 3 minutes or something. It's going down, and you have to try and like get in front, but you can build your time up. If you hit someone with an item, you get extra 3 seconds. I think I've not played it for a while, but you'll get extra time when you use an item and it's successful. Even if you just like bump into someone with a mushroom, that still counts. So it's a really fun mode actually, and I wish it was played more because I don't think it's played very often. But I remember like I think it was just December 2019. There was a there was this like online lobby of it where people were attempting to try and like break the record for the lobby running the longest. I streamed in that lobby and it was really fun, and it was really hard to get into it because I disconnected at one point and I was getting worried, but luckily one of my viewers was in the game and said he's willing to leave for me, so that was really nice. So I think I gave him like VIP or something on Twitch for it.
250 tracks. I didn't actually know that it was that many. Wow.
Yeah, that many. And then there's like, that's just the 215 CGP. There's a website where it has like a whole wiki based on the game and modding, and there's so many tracks. Some of them are completely terrible, but like a lot of them are really good. Like some of them like you'd think are official. I'll send you some footage later of some of the really good ones. But like, man, it makes like some of them, like especially if you play it on like, have you heard Dolphin emulator? That's a Wii emulator. If you play them on there, like, so you can't play CTGP on there because of security reasons, but like if you load up the tracks on there and play them in like 1080p or 4K depending on your monitor, honestly the game looks really good. I mean, it even looks good in the 480p on the Wii, to be honest, when you play some of those tracks. But
yeah, I prefer how Double Dash looks. And then
I can see why, because it's brighter.
Yeah, and everything's just a bit more detailed. I understand why.
Vibrant.
I understand why they sort of the I guess the graphics on the Wii in Mariokart Wii aren't quite as good as Double Dash, just because 12-player matches, obviously.
Yeah.
Probably because I'm assuming the Wii isn't particularly powerful. So.
Oh, you say that they upped it from 8 to 12. Have you seen that mod that's actually on CCGP? Actually, if you subscribe on Twitch to the owner of the mod, someone called Mr. Bean, you get access to a 24-player mod. Where 24 people. I'll send you footage of it because I've actually recorded to myself. 24 people are racing instead of 12. Like, it halves the frame rate. But but it's worth it if you want to have a really big race. Like, honestly, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, it sounds it. I mean, I'm overwhelmed with 8-player Smash, so that's the
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, no, it's I'll certainly check it out. It's just I mean, at some point, because I don't own a Wii. And I have zero knowledge as to how modding works.
I've made tutorials. Trust me, like it's so easy now. Like I think you don't even you need an SD card for mods, but you don't even need an SD card to mod the console itself now. It's that easy. Jesus. Like you can go onto you type in, I think it's a DNS, and then you try and update the Wii, and the DNS exploits it into like checking for an update. That updates the modding, and then it loads the mod software.
Oh, that's clever. That's a nice way of doing it.
Yeah. So easy now.
Well, Mario Kart. That's what you do. That's your.
Yeah.
That's
my channel.
I guess
basically.
your shtick.
I do want, if I do come back though, I do want to try and like branch out, because I feel like if I just did Mario Kart forever and ever and ever more, I would eventually I did get a bit burnt out in 2019 or 20, I can't remember which one, but I got burnt out, if I'm being completely honest, and I don't want it to happen again. So if I was doing it, I'd want to do a variety of things rather than just Mario Kart, especially like I did Mario Kart Wii as well, like the majority of. Yeah. So like playing one game, I don't know how many hours I'll have on that game, but it'll be something really big and stupid.
Yeah, I Have you ever done like speedrunning for Mario Kart Wii?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
But the speedrunner I did was always related to a mod. So there's still official leaderboards for it. I never did it seriously. I only did it like 5 times maybe. But it was fun at the time, but I probably wouldn't do it again. If I was going to speedrun something, I'd rather it be a platformer because I feel like that requires more effort and it's more satisfying to do. I don't know. But
yeah, I see that.
I did do some speedrunning of Mario Kart Wii in 2018.
Right.
I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was all right. It was all right. I wouldn't do it again though, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
I think if I was to speedrun something else, it would definitely be another game.
Speedrunning, I wouldn't know how to approach something like that. Mainly because there aren't that many games that I know as well as that. Like I don't. Bayonetta 2 maybe, because I've played that game. I've beaten the campaign in that game, I would say about 24 times at this point.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a case of it being 8 hours long, and I don't really want to. I wouldn't want to like no clip through a wall and like skip a bunch of the game, you know?
Yeah, I see why you'd do that.
I guess that is what speedrunning is now, but
yeah, like have you seen Mario Odyssey?
Oh
like,
god, yeah.
People are completing that thing in like 57 minutes and stuff now. It's kind of
mental.
Insane. It looks really. I've watched some of the runs and honestly, like, it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying to watch, and I'd really like. I can do some cool tricks on Odyssey, but I can't. Like, if I learnt the speedrun route, maybe I could do it, but I haven't got time to.
Yeah.
But
before it was patched out, before it was patched out in Odyssey, like I think it was removed in early 2018. The frog glitch on darker side, that let you skip that entire level. Did you ever do that?
The frog, well, where you could like go up a bit higher, then keep going to the end, basically.
Yeah,
like,
swim.
Oh
no!
Do that now.
No.
Are you thinking about another one?
It was before you go through the pipe. You capture.
Oh, you could just jump across.
You capture a frog, and then jump onto another frog, because there are 2 in the pool there. And then you capture the other frog, and it lets you swim across to the.
I think I've heard of that. Actually.
The end.
Yeah. I never did it.
I did it because I just wanted to complete the game. But that is about as much. That's like the extent of glitches that I've been able to pull off. All of the glitches that I've encountered in games haven't been my fault, I guess.
Unintentional, and they're not really like benefiting. They're just a bit.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
In terms of speedrunning, I guess I might, if I played it a lot more, I might be able to do one of the Tony Hawk games. Not even the current one, although that is it is objectively the best one. I mean, it's looking back at the other ones, like the I own Pro Skater 4 and Underground on the original Xbox, and they're 2 of my favorite games ever. That I grew up with them, but going back to those, they're just so much slower and less intuitive than Pro Skater 1 and 2, like the remake. But it is pretty much muscle memory now. Like, just everything in that game, I can
play with your eyes closed.
I can just do without thinking. I'm not even that good. Like, there are people who get like insane combos, like 10 million something. I think I've gotten like, my highest score, I believe, is 800,000. My highest combo, I'd say, is like 600,000, but I can't remember. I haven't played it since all of the Activision controversy came out earlier this month. I don't know. I don't really want to. I've already paid for it, so I'm not supporting.
At that point, yeah.
But
I mean, the thing is with that, I feel like it's kind of controversial. Like, whatever you say about, I'm not going to say anything about it because regardless of what I say, either way, people are not going to like it because people have such mixed opinions on that.
I will say is that those people, those members of staff at Activision are wankers. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think everyone agrees with that.
Yeah.
But I just think the way people have responded to it, I don't think anyone's way of responding to it is necessarily the right way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I tweeted about this. I think that, if anything, the thing that sort of upsets me the most is that people are going to just forget about it.
Oh yeah, like, people will forget about it.
Already people are going through the that PlayStation presentation from a couple of days ago. At time of recording, there was a PlayStation showcase for the PS5.
Yeah, I've not watched it, but I know about it.
Yeah, in the beginning there's like an ad for PlayStation, and it shows a bunch of games that they show off later in the presentation, which I thought was a bit weird. But at one point there's a new Crash Bandicoot logo on like a mug or whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And going on Twitter, people are going like, "Oh yay, finally Crash is back," as if all of the Activision stuff had never happened. And that like genuinely made me quite mad, because I was like, are we really that fickle to where all of this abhorrent stuff is just like forgotten about and swept under the rug because of nostalgia? Yeah. That's one of the few things that really gets me about.
I can see why that is.
It just.
But another thing about that is as well, COD Vanguard.
Yeah.
The alpha for that released after the thing, and everyone also like I've played it. I'm not gonna lie, I've played it, and I'm probably gonna buy the game, but because I don't know, it's just so tough because I love the COD games, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to judge you to like do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not going to
definitely
frown upon you for like not boycotting them. Like, I'm probably if they remake another Pro Skater game, I'm probably going to buy it. But
so, let's say they release Crash 5 or something. Which they probably won't. But
yeah. I believe.
I don't know. It's just, I feel like if we talk any more about this, it's going to become a bit dodged.
If you want to stop, that's fine.
Yeah. Basically, I'll summarise my thoughts on the thing. Like, the thing that happened, which I'm not going to repeat because I don't want to, because it's a bit sensitive.
Yeah.
Is very, 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 very bad. Everyone involved, I don't know if they have been fired, but they should be fired.
Yeah.
Or stepped down or whatever. Like one thing I saw, which I will say, and I think this was a pretty odd approach. You know, Warzone.
Yeah.
Which is obviously COD, which obviously backs onto Activision. People boycott it for one day. Like, I don't think that's going to do anything, because everyone the following day is going to log back on and play it. Like, I don't think, like, it's also a free-to-play game, so it's not like they're losing money.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I just felt like that was a pretty stupid way to approach it.
Yeah, I mean, of the video game companies right now, I think that Activision is probably the worst. Tencent is up there. Like,
Tencent are terrible.
Tencent is, I think, one of the worst. Not even just video game companies, just like companies in general. They're up there with Facebook.
They're greedy.
Yeah, well, I mean, all companies. All companies.
Oh yeah, all companies are greedy, but like they're very
blatantly.
Greedy, if you know what I mean.
They're blatantly greedy.
Epic. I feel like Epic. Are they owned by Epic Games? I can't remember.
I feel like Epic Games is owned by Tencent.
I have mixed opinions on Epic Games because I don't like the fact that on PC. I don't know if you know much about this, but some games now, like. Yeah, Ubisoft have a contract with Epic Games, so Ubisoft's games only release on their launcher, which is fine because it's Ubisoft, and the Epic Games launcher. They don't release on Steam anymore at all. I don't agree with that.
I saw that Hitman 3 was exclusive to Epic Games Store. Yeah, that
Sonic Colors Ultimate as well.
Really? Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which is odd because Sonic Mania as well. Like, the thing is, my mixed opinions of Epic Games is I like what they do because they release a lot of games for free. I got Sonic Mania for free on PC. I already had it on Switch, but I got Sonic Mania for free on PC. I got GTA 5 for free on PC.
Oh wow.
But I just don't like the fact that they're like, I can understand why they're doing it, but I feel like Steam's a better launcher. I'd rather use Steam.
Obviously.
I can understand like Overwatch and Call of Duty being on Battle.net because that's their company. Like Activision Blizzard is that's their launcher. They want their games on their launcher, which makes sense. But I don't know. I feel like Sega's games and whoever else's games they're going to put on there and not put on Steam. I know. Obviously, the companies are going to do it for money, but I just feel like it's quite anti-consumer, personally.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. For the record, the games that I picked up for free were the Lego Batman trilogy. So, yeah, classics. I think that of anything, that is one of the lesser egregious things that Epic Games has done. Like the lawsuit with Apple. I mean, I don't really like Apple either, but that theme.
You say that, and you have an iPhone, don't you?
Yeah, but
that's the thing.
It's a necessary evil. Like, I'm not gonna get.
We're all guilty of things that we hate. Like, obviously, I don't like some things Epic Games do, but I have their launcher on my computer and I use it for a lot of games.
Yeah.
As just same goes for Activision as well. I have their launcher on my computer and I use it for like COD. But yeah, the Apple Epic lawsuit, I've not educated myself enough on it to like make a bold statement. But from what I've seen, it's sort of benefiting consumers.
To me, it just seemed like a pissing contest between the two companies. It's not worth it's not even worth talking about.
I just feel like if Epic wanted to release their stuff on the App Store and they agreed to Apple's terms of service and broke them, that's their own fault though.
Yeah. No, I do agree with that.
Because they violated a contract basically.
Yeah.
That they signed. They must have signed it.
Yeah.
To get on the App Store. So I don't know. That's just how I feel. Because obviously Fortnite you can't get on the App Store at all anymore.
No.
Or like Fortnite Mobile is basically dead now because of that. Because
the more egregious, I think the most egregious thing that Epic has done has been their most recent controversy in Fortnite when they had the Martin Luther King Jr. event.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit interesting.
That was
because it shouldn't be. I don't know. I just feel like that shouldn't be put in Fortnite because everyone would just be like default dancing and doing Take the L.
Exactly. You can't have something that is so serious as something to do with
Fortnite.
No, not Fortnite.
No. I was going to start a sentence, but then you said something. That sounded really bad. But I was going to say Fortnite and that should not be combined. That's what I was going to say.
You can't have something as serious as Martin Luther King Jr. Day clashing with Rick from Rick and Morty, and flossing and Wonder Woman.
It sounds so stupid when you say it out loud.
Yeah, and the Wonder Woman emote that was like a whip or a lasso. The fact that was allowed in, I think that's outrageous. That is surely someone must have thought maybe that might be in bad taste. If we have
pushing the line a bit.
If we have a whip gesture at an equal rights rally, it's
like an anti-racism thing.
Yeah, it's that. Oh, God, I haven't played Fortnite in years. I think I last played it in, I'm gonna say, October 2019, because I wanted to check out when Chapter 2 first launched. I wanted to see what that was about. I played it for an hour and then just gave up again because it's so. Even at that point, it was just so cluttered with how much they were adding to it, and now it's not even. It's like a hero shooter.
Yeah,
with all the IP.
I feel like that game's I personally do not enjoy the game at all. The only bit I don't mind is creative mode, but I played it with a bunch of my friends, and I was just like, well, you know when the game peaked, was it 2017 when it peaked? I didn't play it at all. I did not play it at all during its peak, and because it didn't interest me. I tried it once. I was like, this game is boring, because it was just like all the people that were building, they were just building like all these stupid things in about 2 seconds. I'm like, how the hell are you doing that? So I just went back and played Call of Duty and other shooters like that. And it was also around the time that I got into the Mariokart Wii scene. So obviously that, you know, I was playing a ton of that game and then starting my YouTube channel. Right, well, starting the main part of my YouTube channel. I've had my channel since 2014, but I probably started in probably August 2017.
Yeah.
Which I'd say Fortnite peaked that summer.
Yeah, no, I agree. The only things I remember about playing Fortnite are just other people in a squad having their mics on and just hearing just the
screaming.
Yeah, well, those people they're probably dead. They're probably skeletons.
Or now screaming on Warzone.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, anyway, Mario Kart, am I right? Getting back to that.
Yeah, we're talking about Double Dash.
Yeah,
Double Dash. The graphics, but like I can see what you mean, because the graphics on that game are more vibrant. But I feel like I also feel like the concept of Double Dash is more original than Wii, because Wii, if you play the vanilla game as like a casual, it's a bit like generic Mario Kart.
Yeah.
There's not really much personality to the game, because obviously Mario Kart 8 had going like anti-gravity, Mario Kart 7 had going underwater and gliding. I don't know what Mario Kart Wii really had.
Motion controls, yeah. But like I guess at the time that was good, but when you look back at it now, every other game's had it since. Yeah, no, that's right.
And then like Mario Kart DS had its mission mode. Double Dash obviously had the two characters, and then Mario Karts before that, I'd say, were like just like getting the series going sort of games. Yeah.
Do you think if, and this is an entirely different topic of conversation, but do you think if we get Mario Kart 9 on the Switch, do you think it's going to have a Double Dash mode? Or something, bringing something back from the previous games? Like the mission mode?
I would like there to be a mission mode, and a Double Dash mode sounds really cool. However, I don't think it will happen, purely because mission mode, like Mario Kart Wii, right, this is sort of going back onto modding again. Mario Kart Wii had the competitions, which you did every, like, I think it was every 3 months there was one.
Yeah.
But they were like a replacement for mission mode, because mission mode later got found in the files, and now if you mod your Wii, you can play mission mode on Mario Kart Wii. But I think since then, Mario Kart 7, which was the one after that, had no like single, like not a lot of single player content. Neither did 8, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, neither really did Wii. But I hope there is some sort of more single player sort of thing. Like what I like about Mario Kart Tour, and I know this is like, that game's like, it's a mobile game. I wouldn't consider that like a big Mario Kart game.
I wouldn't consider it a good Mario Kart game, but continue.
I wouldn't consider it a great Mario Kart game, purely because you've got to use touch controls. If you could use a controller, I think the physics on that game are pretty decent. But I think if they did something like Mario Kart Tour, whereas, you know, the Grand Prix, how the first you did 3, I think it was 3 on there, you did 3 normal races, and at the end you did a mission. I feel like if they did that sort of thing with the single player Mario Kart, that would be really cool.
Yeah. With the influx of returning to sort of story modes in Mario Tennis and Mario Golf.
And I honestly don't think we'll get another Mario Kart game on the Switch, because I think that Nintendo consider Mario Kart Tour the next Mario Kart, which I'm a bit disappointed with if they do. But I think if there's another Mario Kart game coming out, I feel like what they did was they put Mario Kart 8 on the Switch, because obviously the Wii U flopped completely. So they put it on the Switch, which generated loads of... It's the most selling Switch game, I think. So why would they make another... Like, what I reckon they might have another one ready or something. But I don't think there's no point in them releasing it, because Mario Kart 8 is still in the game charts every week.
Yeah.
But if you went and, like, if they release another console, if they have another one ready, they could tease it with the console trailer of whatever their next console is, and then release it with that. Like, I think that's the sort of thing that's what they're more likely to do, because I feel like Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, it was like pretty much the same game, but the Wii U, it's the Wii U, isn't it? Like, it didn't sell very well.
In that case, I don't think we're going to be getting another Mario Kart game for another 5 years at least. Because,
as I said, I hope I'm wrong, but that's how I feel about it. I don't think we're getting another one for a while.
I don't really need. I don't. In my opinion, I don't really need another Mario Kart game for a while. I think 8 is about as good as we can get with just standard Mario Kart before they begin to start adding in weird stuff again. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can't really think of anything that they could do to improve upon that formula, unless it's adding weird, creative new stuff.
Yeah, which they like when Mario Kart 7 came out, I was like, oh, I don't know how it's going to get any better than this. And then they released Mario Kart 8, I was like, oh, it's basically like Mario Kart 7, but now it's got anti-gravity and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And the graphics are way better.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, everybody says, oh, they should do the same thing with Mario Kart that they did with Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I don't see the appeal in that really. Other than
I want new tracks. No, I don't want to be like. Don't get me wrong, I love the current tracks that are in all the games, but if they did what Smash Ultimate did, which is like, there's a few new stages in there, but I think the majority of them are have been brought back from the old Smash games.
Yeah. There are there were 4 new stages in the base game, and then the rest were DLC. So yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I hope if they do another Mario Kart game, it has more they don't do that sort of thing. So I don't want it to just be all retro tracks because I played them before. I want to play something new. Like obviously I've got CTGP on my Wii. I can play custom tracks or whatever track whenever I like. I've even made a custom track for myself for Mario Kart 8. But like I'd like some more official content because I don't know, official stuff obviously is more polished and it just feels different.
Yeah, well the trend has always been 32 new tracks and 32 classic tracks.
No, it's 16 and 16.
Is it 16 and 16? Oh god.
Yeah. But in Mario Kart 8 it was 48 overall because obviously the DLC.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no, that's I'm getting those two confused. No. Yeah, 16 old, 16 new, which I think is fine. Honestly, 32 and 32 would be preferred if I'm honest, because
because then they've got a bigger variety, haven't they?
Yeah, I am at this point I am quite nostalgic for Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 7 tracks. To the point where I would want to see them in a new Mario Kart game, you know? Like I'm trying to think now. Melody Motorway, is that's Mario Kart 7. Yeah. So I'd like to see that come back.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching this in America, it's called Music Park, which is an awful name compared to our one.
Yeah.
But Melody Motorway sounds so much cooler.
Yeah, I don't know.
It made a comeback in 8, didn't it?
I think they made a different track that was based on music.
I think I'm googling that. I feel like it definitely made a comeback in 8. I've not played Mario Kart 8 in a while.
Oh, I don't know, because I just remember it looking so much different to Mario Kart 7.
No, it is in 8.
Is it?
I thought it was in 8.
Oh right, yeah. What other tracks are there that are in 7? The Bowser's Castles. I don't see those come back because I think those are the best Bowser's Castles that we've had in any Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm not expecting it to happen for a while now, but eventually when it does, I mean, once it's announced, if I'm still doing this podcast, I'm going to have you back on to sort of discuss if there's like a trailer. Analysing that, yeah, we could get a lot of mileage out of that.
Yeah, I'd love for there to be a new one, but I have my doubts because, like, obviously, 8's still performing great, and I'm happy that it is. But trust me, I'd like in 7, like there's some really good tracks that I'd really like to see come back. Like, let me just what's the one called? Oh, Rock Mountain or Alpine Pass.
Oh yeah,
depending on where you're from. That's a really good track.
Yeah.
And then the Woohoo ones, both of them, I like those as well because it was like, oh yeah, this is like from the Wii sports games or whatever. And then the Rainbow Road on 7 was honestly amazing. That needs to come back.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The really like that was one of the best Rainbow Roads, and someone made a custom track for it on Wii, and it's so good. And I'm glad that someone did that, and I hope it comes back again in the future, because I would say that's the best Rainbow Road, or like that one and Wii. I'd say are the best two.
Yeah. I don't really know what else Nintendo can. I mean, the Switch, as I say, probably has about 5 years left, and then maybe like a couple more after the next console is out. So let's be generous and say 7 years left, which is more than it's already been.
I mean, if it had 7 years left, that would be 2028. I don't think it's going to last that long.
Well, the 3DS. No, I guess that. No, you're right, because that was 7 years.
I'd say to be honest, I'd say it only has 23 years left. Because the Switch came out in 2017, which was 4 years ago now.
They did make a point that they wanted it to last about 10 years.
I mean, if it lasted 10 years, that'd be great. But
I'd like that, because it would mean I wouldn't have to buy another fucking console.
But the hardware is going to get behind, and then eventually PS5 and Series X, whatever, prices are going to go down. So people are going to think, what's the point in buying that Switch when I could just buy this, which is a similar price, and have much better graphics? Or the Steam Deck, exactly, yeah. Like, I feel like that's a bit of... Like, I don't know, it won't last. I don't think it'll last 10 years. It would be cool if it did. It would probably last 10 years if they did a massive hardware revision, but I don't think they will at the moment anyway.
No. But okay, so let's, I guess, compromise and say 5 years then.
Yeah.
5 years left. What games can they, other than sequels, what can they really bring to the console? Because they've had all of their heavy hitters now. Like, we've even got a Metroid, which I didn't think was ever going to happen.
No, I think they need to. I know this is going to sound like a generic. I want this game. Mario Odyssey 2. I would love that game.
Yeah, no. Same.
I love the first one. The physics in that game are pretty much perfect for Mario, so that I just love a second one.
Yeah. Well, as I say, it's probably all going to be sequels, you know, and remakes.
And ports.
Oh god, yeah. Well, now they've basically ported everything first party from the Wii U, so now they're going back a generation and doing the Wii. Yeah, because
obviously they did Mario Galaxy as a part of 3D All Stars, so we now know they can. So that was like their test run. They know they can port Wii games. They knew they could port Wii games anyway, because to the Nvidia Shield, which has similar specs to the Switch. So
yeah, I saw that.
So they can do that. So they can port Wii games, they can port GameCube games, and N64, because obviously that collection's all an emulator.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't really want Wii games like remastered. I would much rather just have like a Nintendo Wii online app instead.
I feel like that would they'd lose a bit of money on that though, because obviously the Wii games are a bit harder to port over than like SNES game. They're
probably going to jack up the prices once they hit N64, so I wouldn't put it past them to do it again for the Wii.
Unless they did like a Switch Online Premium.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, I would want 3DS games remade for the Switch, if anything, because I think those aren't going to age well. Yeah, exactly. And I don't think that 3DS graphics and just the console as a whole, I don't think it's going to age very well, because
the graphics are a bit bad.
Yeah, that's 240p.
I mean, at the time, it's good. It's on the screen of the console. It's pretty decent because the screen's small. But if you watch a YouTube video, and it's not been done on an emulator, it looks pretty bad.
Yeah, but there are so many 3DS games that could come to Switch and be perfect. Like I mean, the example I always go to is Kid Icarus Uprising, because that is just a perfect game on a system that probably shouldn't be supporting it, because it's not good. You need two sticks for that, because aiming with the stylus is just not
thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't work. But on the Switch, all of that would be fixed and it would be great, and the voice acting is all amazing. I don't know, yeah. And then NES Remix, I guess those were Wii U games, but they were combined
they could definitely be ported back.
Yeah.
Because that'd be also an easy money for them, because those games are really fun on the Wii U. I had I don't know, I might have had both of them, but I definitely remember having the first one, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I can see them adding that on the Switch Online app.
Yeah.
As sort of a freebie. But oh god, what else is on the Luigi's Mansion 2? I guess that's not really, because we've got 3 now, so it's not really a priority. I'm trying to think. Get franchises that aren't represented on the Switch yet that are on 3DS. I was gonna say Shin Megami Tensei, but now both 3 and 5 are on the Switch, so that's not really, doesn't really count. A Tomodachi Life, but then at that point, just, you know, Animal Crossing, which I haven't actually played. New Horizons, that kind of game isn't.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, it's again, it's not really for me. I don't know. It's not my genre.
Yeah, I completely get that. It's not really mine either. I played a bit of I got Tomodachi Life, like a digital copy, I think I got of it. I played that a little bit, didn't play a lot. But...
Oh, I played about, I must have gotten about like 50 hours on that game. I loved that game, but that was because you could make it so personal, you know? Once you take that out, I don't really see the appeal of just random characters, you know? It's not really...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, anyway. What a conversation we've had.
Yeah. I mean, the things we wrote down that we would probably speak about, we've spoke very little about.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd rather it be a natural conversation.
Yeah, it's the nature of a good conversation. So, I thank you for coming on the show. This has been a long time coming. Yeah,
I mean, it was meant to happen in May or something, or June, but stuff happened. So come on.
Yeah, it's fine.
Episode. Sorry about that, but there we go.
It's all right. So, if people want to check out your stuff, where can they find you?
youtube.com/Tombwarrior. I'd say my Twitch, but I've not streamed in like over a year and almost a half. But twitch.tv/Tombwarrior if I ever stream again, and my Twitter Tombwarrior YT. And then I have an Instagram, but I don't use it, so there's no point plugging that. But that's all my stuff if you want to check it out at some point. Obviously, I've been speaking about the Wii a lot on here. That's what most of my channel's got content of, so pretty much all I've got to plug.
Yay! So I suppose thank you for listening, everybody. I can't guarantee that there won't be another 4 months between episodes.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, no, about 4 months, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I will try my best to have another guest ready for the next episode. I'm talking to a couple people. They know who they are, but with schedules and stuff, that's really the main reason why sort of my output has been so slow as of late. So I do apologize, but with that being said, episode 2, it's a wrap. Huzzah. Alright.
Bye.